In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 beliefs that are keeping high-achieving men stuck on cocaine and alcohol. And despite what you think, it's not what you think. How do I know? Because I was you, and I'm almost 6 years sober. And I've also helped multiple men do the same. Number 1 is alcohol isn't my problem, it's just the cocaine. So here's the problem with this, right? Okay, imagine you're going to go on a diet and you say to yourself, I'm not going to eat any junk food for a month. You could probably do it. But when we say to ourselves, I'm going to cut down, that usually means I'm going to have 1 or 2 cheat meals per week. Then it slips into 2, 3, and before you know it, the diet will start on Monday. It is easier to abstain than to moderate. And the problem that we have is with alcohol is that every time we drink it, it basically lowers our inhibitions, and the choices that you make whilst you're intoxicated are different to the choices that the sober version of you would make. i.e., I'm not going to sniff cocaine tonight. You have 1 or 2 drinks, then before you know it, you're on the phone and you're ordering a bag. This sounds blatantly obvious, right? But wait till I come to the next point. You will surely be shocked. Guys, just a quick one. I've helped multiple high-achieving men to stop cocaine and alcohol for good. There's a link below for a free training video, and also you can book a free clarity call to see if I can help. Back to the videos. Number 2 is performance. Now, there are 2 sides to this coin. I actually had a client, still got him actually, very successful guy. He told me that cocaine was introduced to him when he was struggling to meet a deadline. His boss came over, put it on the table and said, take that and it'll help you get focused and it'll help you get the work done. But here's the thing, right? Just when we drink alcohol, we are stealing tomorrow's happiness. So what basically happens is, when we sniff cocaine and we use it to focus and we use it to get the result we want, as a result, we stay up later, we don't sleep properly. The next day we wake up, if we're not still awake, lethargic, tired, we can't focus, we're irritable. So when you think about taking it for performance, overall, the cost of the year, you would just be better off not using it to focus and going to sleep, waking up on 8 hours of sleep, which is the most performance-enhancing drug you could ever take. But it doesn't stop there. There's the other side of the coin. Now, I've spoken to multiple guys who speak to me and they say, Ben, I take coke, I drink alcohol, but it doesn't affect my performance. What you will usually find is, if you're a high-achieving man, you've probably got a well-paid job, or maybe you've even got a business. What's likely is you've probably started doing coke, but you've got your business, you've got a team. So when you sniff, you don't get to see the actual effects that it has on you or the business. But the scary thing about this is everything looks fine until everything falls apart. And by that time, it's usually too late. Alex Hormozi quotes that the night you get drunk is the night wasted. The day after that you're still recovering. And the day after that you're still not 100%. That's 3 days lost in 1 week from one night out. Over the course of the year, that's over 175 days lost. And turning up to work at 20%, it's not going to get you the result you want. Next up, we have networking and social events. I completely agree. Like, you're going to want to close deals, you want to gain promotion, and by doing that, we have to go to business dinners and networking events. And we don't want to be the guy stood there with a Sprite in his hand, feeling awkward, but most importantly, making other people feel awkward because we're not drinking with them. But what's more interesting is, when you're not intoxicated and you go to business lunches, you go to networking events, and you're sober, number 1, you can remember names. Number 2, you can read the room. And number 3, you'll close more deals. And plus, you don't make a twit out of yourself. Number 4 is you believe if you stop, you'll be missing out on something. Alcohol and cocaine takes a lot more than it gives. I remember when I gave up 6 years ago, I was sat at home. It was during a certain time where we couldn't go out anywhere. And I was living in New South Wales, Australia, in the middle of nowhere, doing regional work as an electrician, because that's what I used to do. I'd broken up with my girlfriend. I had no friends. Plus, I'd just quit alcohol and I'd quit cocaine. And I remember on the weekends, my friends would go to this local pub and they would play pool. And I would just stay home. I'd watch Lewis Howes's podcast, The School of Greatness. And I remember just going to bed at 9:30 and just thinking, is this what the rest of my life is going to be like? And that's the exact reason why people go back, is because they've built this whole life of excitement where they work so hard, then they have a party or holiday or birthday where they order Coke and they just completely go off the rails. And I used to live that life too. And as men, when we get older, We have less and less friends, we have less and less events to go to, and that little bit of excitement is sometimes the only thing that we look forward to apart from work. And if I'm honest with you, life does get boring and it does feel like you're missing out. But as you get older and you want to focus on family, business, building a better body, you will realize that waking up early in the morning, fresh, having a coffee, going to the gym, eating right, doing something meaningful is a lot more fulfilling than going out and getting smashed. But the only way that you come to this conclusion is by racking up enough sober days that you get to see the benefits. And that's where people don't last. And last but not least, number 5 is I can moderate. If every time I heard of somebody that they could moderate, then I wouldn't be making YouTube videos because you'd already have this problem sorted out. I've been in prison twice for drinking alcohol. You could argue that I was a high achiever, I dressed nice, I had good jobs, had nice cars, came from a good home, but there were 2 occasions that I went out just for 1 beer and I ended up getting arrested and going to prison for fighting. You'll see a pattern in your life where you think everything's good, I deserve it, doing well in my job, business, family's good, but you will also recognize a time that you went out one night and you did something and all that hard work you'd done months before got ruined. If you're asking yourself whether I can moderate, that is a sign that moderation will not work for you. Like I said, it's better to abstain than to moderate. You've probably seen a similar sort of pattern in your life where you get to 4 to 6 weeks sober and then you go back. I've made a full video how you can stop relapses and you can watch it here.